And the way of dealing with it is you do an expectation setting in advance. Listen, dude, we are going to do, okay, go take what you want. Go, don't study. Rigid. Now you can't change the behaviors.
Right.
Because they've known it as a way of life for.
What are the common triggers we see across autistic kids which are like giving this behavioral issues out, or is it just normal?
Yeah, so no, of course, they're always triggers.
Mm-hmm.
They're always triggers. So we do something known as antecedent behavior consequence analysis.
Okay.
It's a technical thing, I'll not go into it. But they're always triggers. Antecedent means what happened before. Behavior means what did it lead to? Shouting, crying, biting, hitting, etc., etc. And consequence means what did it eventually lead to? So behaviors are triggered practically mainly out of two things. Apart from the sensorially driven behaviors, which I'll talk about, which are a reality, but they also have to be dealt with in a scientific way, and they're possible to be dealt. It's not that they can't be dealt. So first, the non-sensorial. I want something and you, my mother, are not giving it to me, or my father, or whoever. B, I don't want something and you, my caretaker, my parent, whoever, teacher, is forcing that on me. In both the cases which is going against my will, I'm going to explode.
Right.
Okay. So there is a way of dealing with it. And the way of dealing with it is you do an expectation setting in advance. Listen, dude, we are going to do this. And you show exactly what we're going to do. And you put auditory hacks with it. You take a bell, or you do it on your alarm, or whatever way, so that the brain preps itself or gets ready that this has to happen. You structure the environment. You put a table and a chair. You put a visual schedule. You say this has to be done.
Right.
And then you physically follow through. So the kid makes all the noise, but you grab the child lovingly, of course, and you put them in the chair and you say, we don't get up until it is done, whether that's 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm good. You sit here, you cry. When you're done crying, we'll do this, and then we'll get up.
Right.
So that requires a bit of mental resilience and training as a parent, so that I'm empowered and I know I'm doing the right thing. 90% of the women who come to me, they say, in my gut, I thought, I will not let him go and he will learn. But then I doubted myself, is this the right way to do?
Right.
And I backstepped.
Right.
And I let the kid go. So every time we will let the kid go, what have we done? We have trained the kid that if you don't get what you want, or if you can't run away from what you don't want, and you're giving a behavior here, raise the bar. Raise the bar. Make it so difficult for the parent that eventually the parent says, okay, go take what you want. Go, don't study.
Right.
So you have prepared the kid for another time to give a tantrum here, not here.
Right.
That is how life becomes miserable. And when that happens over a period of years and years, now the kid is way too ready and rigid. Now you can't change the behaviors.
Right.
Because they've known it as a way of life for such a long time.
Right. Right. Now, what other issues are normally seen in autistic kids?
Yeah, so like I said, the sensorily driven behaviors.
Okay.
Too loud a sound, too much of movement, a big crowd, maybe some sort of foods that are irking the hands. To a very mild extent, it happens in each one of us also. You ask me to knead the dough.
Yeah.
I am going to need gloves to do it, because when it sticks to my hands and then it gets hard, that's not a very pleasant thing for me. It feels very irritating.
Right.
So I can understand what goes on with the kid, or a loudspeaker going on, or a kid misbehaving at a wedding function because of the humidity,
Right.
the texture, because you love to put those synthetic, flary, those Cinderella kind of frocks onto children with those annoying tags.
Yeah.
And they are itching, they are, and the kid is, and it's hot and humid. and there's loud sound and the kid just, "Wah, I don't want to be here."
Yeah.
So those are sensorily driven. Now that can be handled with a combination of behavior correction techniques by telling them, well, this is how we behave, this is what we do, this is what we don't do. Telling them on a digital watch, we go this time, we come back this time. Keeping your promise when you say we come back this time, telling the kid, yes, we're going back. Loading the kid with lots of praise and encouragement. You are doing good. I'm so proud of you. Keeping those annoying textures of clothes, the synthetic fabric away, even if it means everybody looks like Cinderella and your kid is in cotton clothes, that's fine. Their mental health is more important. Avoiding the crowded places for as much as you can, and when you cannot, holding their hand, giving them a hug, telling them, it's okay, I love you, reminding them of the happy time you had with them. So basically, if you're bonding with the kid,
Right.
taking care of sensorily erupting behaviors becomes very easy.
Okay.